We've discussed the theory, you've seen our list of transition words, if you followed our advice that is. Now it's time for the difficult part, including them in your writing. Of course, that's something you're going to have to learn and practice, but here are a couple of things you can do. 2 ways of getting in the transition word mood, so to speak. The first thing you should do is making transition words part of your writing process. And that starts when you're organizing your text. As a previous module in this course has taught you to do, you should break your text down into an introduction, body and conclusion, and make sure you know what goal every paragraph serves. Okay, so let's say you have this structure. An introduction, paragraph A, then 3 body paragraphs, paragraph B, C and D, and a conclusion, paragraph E. Looking at your text like this presents you with all kinds of transition opportunities. First of all, paragraph B, C and D should logically support the main idea you've set out in paragraph A. So it's easy to connect paragraph B to A by introducing it as the beginning of. First of all, to start with. You can then start paragraph C and D with secondly, thirdly, or lastly. Don't do this in exactly the same way for every page though. Your readers will get tired of it very quickly. For paragraph C and D, you can also use words like moreover, in addition, on top of that, as you're adding arguments or ideas to the ones that you've already discussed. For your most important argument or idea, you can use a transition word like most importantly or above all. Now, once you've added transition words to the body and you get to the conclusion, it makes sense to start paragraph E with a transition word like to conclude, finally, in short, or in conclusion. You can likely use these words at the end of some of your body paragraphs as well. Of course, not every page is going to follow this logical structure, but most texts follow a similar procedure and you can use some of these tricks in lots of cases. Okay, let's move on to the second and last tip. Once you've added transition words that strengthen your text structure, you're ready to tackle transition words on a sentence level. For this step, it's crucial that you think in transition word categories. In the beginning, it might be a great idea to keep a list of transition word categories near you. Simply go through your text and underline or highlight sentences that form a transition. Are there any sentences that form a contrast to each other? Add a transition word like however or but. Is one sentence an example of something you've said in the sentence before? Add a transition word like for example. Is the first sentence a cause and the second an effect? Add a transition word like therefore, as a result, or consequently. Systematically consider each sentence and each category. This is going to be a lot of work at first, but it will quickly become a more natural thing you don't have to think about anymore. If you struggle with this, try reading text by other authors and see how they use transition words. Simply imitate what they're doing. You'll soon be able to do it on your own. Let's end this video with a little warning. A lot of people who are trying to improve their transitions tend to struggle a bit at first. It can be difficult to know where to add transition words and where to leave them out. And that's okay. Practice makes perfect. Just try not to overdo it either. Don't add transitions to every sentence. That can make your text very difficult as well. Moreover, don't add transition words if you're not sure you're using the right category. No transition word is a better option than a wrong transition word. But don't worry, we've added lots of exercises you can do to get to grips with the workings of transition words. If you study the transition words carefully and do the exercises, you'll quickly be able to improve the readability of your text a lot. Good luck!